Good evening, good Monday evening, Southeast Texas. Welcome to 12 News Plus. We're going to take the next 15 minutes and dive into the forecast over the next 7 days. First off, beautiful sunset. Looking at, kind of looks like alto stratus, maybe some alto cumulus out there, and some cumulus on the sky cam this evening over at Packard LaPrade. 85 degrees. We've seen our winds turn kind of suddenly because the sea breeze is moving onshore. And still off to the north, winds are off to the north and northeast across the lakes area. So that moist air coming back in off the Gulf, giving us that southeasterly flow. Again, this is part of the Roofing 911 Skycam network. So here's the plan over the next 7 days. Very low chance for rain coming up on Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll give it a 10, maybe 20% coverage, but rainfall amounts are not going to be very helpful as far as the developing drought. And then we see a cold front come through on Thursday. So that means even drier air will pull moisture out of a lot of the plants and grasses across southeast Texas. So that's not the greatest news as far as that developing drought, but it's going to feel nice with cool mornings and sunny afternoons with low humidity Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I know the Pecan Festival is happening Friday, Saturday, and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and Sunday. It's going to be fantastic weather for that. It is probably going to see lows in the upper 50s to lower 60s. We'll show you that in just a second. As the front is expected to push through southeast Texas as we work on through the day on Thursday. Look at the low humidity coming on into our area. That also means that as that front pushes through Friday through Sunday, cool mornings here in the Triangle, lower 60s. In the lakes area, likely to get into the upper 50s. In the afternoons, will be sunny and warm. We're talking mid to upper 80s, maybe around 90. However, there's not going to be any heat index. With low humidity, it ought to feel pretty good across southeast Texas Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So some good-looking weather across the area. As far as your allergy report, no help today except for mold is down compared to Friday. In fact, it's much lower, still at moderate levels there. Moderate levels and tree pollen, but again, we're just in ragweed season right now. Ragweed very high across southeast Texas right now. It's probably what you're feeling if you have allergies. So tomorrow, we're expecting maybe a 10, possibly 20% coverage. Light stuff. Looks like afternoon highs around 90, maybe 91. Northeast and southeast winds are expected, and modeling showing pretty much. I'm just amazed at how this model continues to show showers in the morning. That ain't going to happen. If it happens, it'll be in the afternoon, and it just does not want to change, and it has been wrong time and time again. Modeling just is a tool that we use to put together forecasts. We'll go with highs in the lower 90s under partly cloudy skies. See what it does for the lakes. Here's my forecast. We'll go 91 up in the lakes. Again, maybe a 10, possibly 20% coverage. Partly cloudy skies are expected. And the winds are not going to turn southeast like they did here in the Triangle up in the lakes area coming up tomorrow. It will stay out of the north and northeast. So low rain chances, mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies up to the lakes. Should feel pretty decent. It's still going to be hot in the afternoons, and we're going to go hotter than that, and I just don't believe we'll see a 30% coverage. We'll go 10, maybe 20% coverage, but certainly not 30. Where are we getting this 20% coverage in the morning? That is just not going to happen. If anything happens, it'll be a 10 to 20% coverage coming up tomorrow afternoon. So as far as the developing drought, again, we're at level 1 drought. Then level 2 is moderate drought. So for the year, we're down 7.44 inches. But since the 1st of September, we're approaching 4 inches below normal. It's certainly been worse around here, but that is not good news with what we're expecting. No burn bans that I know of right now. Polk County is the closest. Otherwise, as far as rain chances, Tuesday, Wednesday, again, very low rain chances, 10 to 20% coverage. Then dry weather expected for the rest of the week and through the weekend and into early next week. And next week is expected to be, as far as I can see, developing high pressure, low rain chances that early next week. So as far as rainfall, this will occur over the next couple of days. So we don't get help from Mother Nature over the next 7 days. We should pick up about 1/1500ths to 1/5 of an inch of rainfall over the next week. So that means 1.15 inches is supposed to fall, and this is all we get. So the drought will worsen across southeast Texas. And there's potential we could go into moderate drought levels pretty soon. The next update from the drought monitor comes out Thursday. So right now, if you look at the scale, we were much more moist late last week, and right now we're right in the middle of the scale. So we got moderate levels of moisture. Notice how it starts to decrease coming up Thursday afternoon. That means the atmosphere is drying. So look at what happens Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Very low. In fact, this will likely be the driest air mass we've seen this fall season as we start to go into the browns. That's very dry air mass coming up. And again, that will pull moisture out of grasses and bushes and things like that. So that could compound, especially in outlying areas, not so much the cities, but outlying areas could compound the developing fire danger across our area. Pretty quiet out there right now as the sea breeze continues to work inland, roughly north of I-10 now. Temperatures are into the low to mid 80s, at least at the airports, under mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. We've seen a few showers over towards Acadiana, off towards our east. Temperatures still out there into the mid 80s. Otherwise, taking a closer look at around the area of the state, I should say, developing high pressure is what we're expecting over the next day or so coming in from the east as this upper low moves away from our area. What I've done, all this green shading, that's where the deepest moisture is, okay? Not just at the surface. When we say deep, you talk about depth, okay? It's not just at the surface, but it's higher up in the atmosphere. And as you can see, I've colorized the deepest moisture, and that's where all the shower and thunderstorm activity is occurring, off towards our east. So again, that's why we track moisture, a little bit of moisture off towards our southwest in the lower and middle atmosphere. So again, kind of getting a break there, but again, high pressure, this is a key in the forecast as far as the tropics, high pressure building our way as we head towards tomorrow and also into, say, Tuesday and Wednesday. Then the high will move out to West Texas, and that reconfiguration off towards West Texas will induce a northerly flow across our area. That will drag a trough, notice the trough of low pressure, in through our area coming up on Thursday. That's a cold front, and that will push on into our area Thursday. That means fantastic weather is expected Friday, Saturday, Sunday, into Monday. Otherwise, after that, as we head into early next week, another trough will approach the Pacific Northwest. So that means the high is going to re-strengthen across our area as we work into early next week. So it's the prospects of any decent rains over the next 7+ days look exceedingly low, unfortunately. Look at all the shear across our area, the Northwest Gulf. Look at that. Strong shear. So if you don't have high pressure, you need shear to protect you, and we're good there. Now, we are watching an area trying to come out of the Caribbean, and there's the potential that it could go off towards the east. Right now, I'm thinking if we see anything, it would go off towards the Bay of Campeche and off towards Mexico underneath the high. High pressure will be moving this way towards our area as we head towards tomorrow and also into, say, Wednesday. So that will mean that it will move on off towards the east, otherwise, or towards the west. So this is what I'm talking about. We'll be watching this disturbance, the Hurricane Center picking up on this, moving out of the Caribbean, the Northwest Caribbean, off towards the west. So again, with high pressure building over Texas, the only place that it can go is underneath the high off towards the west, because we have strong shear over the Northwest Gulf. So we are fine. It doesn't matter what happens. It's basically the season's over the way I see it. And that trough of low pressure that is coming off the East Coast, which is going to be bringing us our cold front, guess what happens? That trough comes off like that, and we've got Jerry that is going to be redirected. It's all about timing and the pattern. So this is not going to be an issue. So What I'm saying is we're done. Okay, as far as the forecast over the next 24 hours, we're watching the sea breeze heading off towards the north. That will weaken, and it will then move back off towards the south because of the land breeze overnight. So we'll get northeasterly winds in the morning. Otherwise, some patchy fog is possible. I think we could get down into the upper 60s lakes, so a little bit cooler than what modeling shows, and the lower 70s is good here in the triangle. This is all fog. So we could see some patchy fog in the morning. I don't think it's going to be terribly thick. We'll check modeling here in just a second, see what it shows. Regardless, I think we could get down into the lower 90s coming up tomorrow afternoon, and 10 to 20% coverage coming up tomorrow afternoon. Certainly no washout. Otherwise, partly cloudy skies are expected. So on the Gulf tomorrow, looking at mostly smooth seas around a foot, and we're expecting an easterly wind at 5 knots. We got 2 or 3 weeks. It's the 2nd of November. Forget if it's 2 or 3 weeks from now, but 2nd of November is when we're going to fall back, and you'll lose an hour. That means the sun will set even earlier. Right now we're at 6:54, and as far as the sunset, so we got a couple weeks before the time change. That's coming up. So sunrise is at 7:11, sunset at 6:54. And as you can see, your tides tomorrow are at 3:20 a.m. at Sabine Pass and 4:43 p.m. So our forecast tonight includes some patchy fog. I think that may be a little bit overdone. We'll see, but do be cognizant of that if you're doing traveling tomorrow morning. We'll go with mostly clear skies, otherwise patchy fog. Lows in the mid to upper 60s in the lakes are expected, and into the lower 70s here in the triangle with light south winds in the triangle going calm. Then we'll turn our winds to the north and east. So our forecast for tomorrow, 10 to 20% coverage across southeast Texas, 89 to 91. Should cover most areas across the area. Heat indices, as the moisture continues to increase across our area, will be in the mid-90s tomorrow as far as your heat index. UV index is just south of 8, which is high. And not so much in the lakes, but here in the triangle, we'll see northeast and southeast winds at 1 to 3. So area-wide, you should see light winds tomorrow, more north-northeast up in the lakes area. We'll go with partly cloudy skies developing in the afternoon and about a 10% coverage, 10 to 20% coverage across the area. I don't expect very heavy rainfall tomorrow and very little coverage across that area. So we'll go with highs mainly around 90, 91 across most of southeast Texas, a little cooler along the coastline as you can see. And again, staying generally north to northeast up in the lakes, and because of the sea breeze motion, we'll see northeast and southeast winds here in the triangle. So taking a look at your weather impact 7-day forecast, rain chances are going to be low coming up Tuesday and Wednesday, we think. 10, maybe 20% coverage. Lows in the mid to upper 60s to lower 70s, and highs in the lower 90s. Cold front comes in on Thursday, so we may see some clouds in the morning Thursday, and then sun in the afternoon as a drier air mass with northerly winds start to filter in that drier air mass. Now Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, lows in the lower 60s triangle. Lakes area, do not be surprised if we don't get a 57, 58, 59 degree reading up in the lakes area. And as you can see, high temperatures will likely be into the mid to upper 80s, could be around 90. We'll readdress that tomorrow. Regardless, the atmosphere is going to be exceedingly dry, so I expect lots of sun coming up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Monday, again, southeast winds are going to start to take hold again, but still cool morning.